Hello everyone, and welcome to your Aries New Moon wishes for April the 15th, 2018. The Aries New Moon sign readings, of course, are all about the equinox energy. So whether you're in the southern hemisphere and this is your harvest season, or this is the vernal equinox for you, the spring equinox in the northern hemisphere that is initiating your new year energy, what you're planting, what you're sowing at this particular time. It's a very auspicious moment. So I wanted to take a moment to let you know some of the things that Great Mother has been seeding in and through me to and for you. These new moon wishes, I am taking the time to actually write out suggested new moon wishes for you. If you're not familiar with working with new moon energies or how to work with them, it's basically really being clear about what your intentions are, writing them out, no more than 10, and you want to be sure that they're individual wishes. So for example, you want to go out and have more fun, and you want to make more friends, as an example. Those are two wishes, and they need to be separate. So I want to go out and have fun is one wish, and I want to make new friends is the second wish. Not sure exactly why it doesn't work when they're combined. It may have something to do with dictating how we want our blessings to come to us, which really does stagnate the manifestation process. The other thing that you want to keep in mind when you work with your new moon wishes is that they are just for you. We don't make wishes for other people. Again, imposing our will in that space of creation is an energy that we really want to avoid because it attracts that energy to us. So to maintain our autonomous divinity in a way that is pure, in a way that is clear, clearly channeled, we want to keep that wish for us, for ourselves, those wishes just for us. We can introduce the process to others at any time. And you want to just write them down, not meditate on them, but do put them away so that you can later reflect on them as your lunar cycles progress. You can come back and reflect on what has manifested. You'll begin to be very astonished by how quickly things do come into manifestation working with your new moon wishes. And so you won't have to look back at it very often. What you will discover is that things that do not manifest will probably be because they were somehow combined, or they are very core issues that you're working with and working through. So those are just some hints. I'll give you some more kind of rules of the road in terms of working with that. As Jane Spiller says, I'm one of her students working with lunar energies, and so that will be on your link to the blog on greatmotherspeaks.info. Suggested new moon wishes for your moon sign. Speaking of the vlog, this new lunar year for Aries moon sign people, your video has already been posted, and so it talks about for each of you when your new moon comes each year, what Great Mother is coming through and saying will be some of your challenges and all of the energy that's available for you to actually feel the support of your divinity throughout the year. And so it's a very interesting look at how to plan for the year coming up. Again, we all have our own houses, our own degrees of when our moon came in. You may not have been born during the new moon in Aries, obviously. You could be born in November and your moon was a full moon. Well, if it was a full moon, it was in September, for example, because that is the Aries full moon. And so your Aries moon might actually be there. And so that's where the personal readings come into play. These are general readings about the general energies. So remember to book at greatmotherspeaks.info. And speaking of that, this month until the 30th, there is a sale on readings. All our readings, Great Mother Speaks readings, your moon sign readings that are normally $85, and the hour readings that are normally $65, Great Mother Speaks readings, they're all $50. So that is an encouragement to really get some information about this very auspicious season to help you kind of jumpstart the year for you in terms of planning this planting season. The moon is really, really important with regard to planting and harvesting. want to be sure that you also know that the Mama Drama Trauma website is finally up. So mamadramatrauma.info is up and ready to go. I want to let you know about the support group. This is a group that is using the Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck as a coaching tool to really support the general welfare of survivors of mama drama trauma. In my coaching work, I have found that supplemental support throughout the week is very useful, and in joining a group in kind of the pilot experiments that I've had so far has really proved quite powerful. So it's very limited, small group, and so I think 5 is the maximum that we're just starting out with because we do really work through some of the principles and share ourselves anonymously through audio conferencing. So it's an opportunity for you at mamadramatrauma.info, which is the sister site to Great Mother Speaks.info, both of which are on the home site of themotherbond.com. So if you're just generally kind of rolled up on Great Mother Speak and you're like, what the heck is going on? Check out themotherbond.com. It's just a general overview of what we're talking about in terms of maternal yin, Holy Spirit energy, and how it manifests as the good, bad, and divine mother in each and every one of us in each and every way. And to get a little bit more understanding about how to work with this energy and insight about just really how we experience that energy and why we experience it in the various ways that we do. Those are just really getting started up. But want to let you know about that. And last but not least, these new moon readings that you're watching are readings that are basically going to amplify, enhance, really refine and focus your understanding of what Great Mother's messages were throughout the second quarter readings. Now, we just had our second quarter readings posted for April to June. So the general 3-month period, we have 4th of the year. We did January to March, the first quarter, just overall what's going on during those lunar cycles. Now just posted are the second quarter readings that are all about what's happening up until June. Now we have a respite the second quarter from eclipses. We are still in Leo North Node, Aquarius South Node in the Western, and Cancer North Node of Rahu, and Ketu Capricorn in the Sidereal. But we are having some reprieve. No activity going on until the end of July, which will be the third quarter. So this reflection period is really important when I come in with these shorter messages, new moon, full moon messages, April, May, and June, to further refine your understanding and expand on what she was saying. However, if you have not watched those videos or you picked up something that you think that you want to go back and reflect on, again, the link is below to your second quarter readings. Well, I really, really do hope that you enjoy them. Remember, the second quarter readings do have a 25-minute introduction for people to understand what these readings are about, who Great Mother is speaking to, and how to use these readings to know the difference between your emotional voice and when Great Mother is speaking to you. So we took some time on those second quarter readings to do that. So if you've already listened to that, remember, fast forward to about 27 minutes at the beginning of your second quarter reading. So with no further ado, here from me to you are your April 15th Aries New Moon readings from Great Mother Speaks. Hello, Gemini, Cancer Moon people. Welcome to your Aries New Moon reading 2018. Great Mother is speaking to you through an emotional feeling of surrender. You are over it. There's something that you are just completely over that has really gotten to your crawl. It is a real... It's just a really kind of situation where you're at the point where you've decided to just let it go, but the emotions are still very strong around it. you are willing to go through the transformative process that you need to get past this, but you're just in the midst of it right now. It's in your crawl, you know. I don't know how else to really put it. And so for you, this Aries new moon being in your 10th house, it may have to do with your career. It may have to do with your relationship to your father or father figures, or how you are expressing yang energy in the world, asserting or initiating things to accomplish a specific goal, a project, or some type of appreciation that you're wanting, reward that you're wanting for effort that you're given, or that you are giving, that you have anticipated, but now are coming to realize that you've done all that you can do. Whatever angle this is coming for you, it's really an energy of you, like I said, accepting it and revising your game plan, because you're approaching this with a first quarter moon energy. You've already made a decision to act on facing this challenge, whatever it is, in a way that may be reminiscent of how you've dealt with issues in the past, but which you do realize won't be productive. So you know that you need help. Great Mother is encouraging you to ask for that help. So really get your new moon suggested wishes at the link below and work with those suggested new moon wishes, or they may inspire your own and modify them, because there is help available to you. That's what she wants you to know. There is oodles and oodles and Googles of help available to you. You don't have to suffer in silence. You know, you don't have to do that. You don't have to suffer out loud either. So this feeling of victimhood, I'm getting that it really has a lot to do with not being heard, not feeling that you're being heard, or if you are being heard, somebody already has the narrative laid out about you. So say, for example, there is a lot of effort that's been put into a particular project, for example, that you have put a lot into and expect a just reward, whether it's payment or some actual physical reward of some kind, or immaterial, just appreciation, that there has been some type of narrative established about you that is not necessarily true. You know, that, you know, oh wow, they're doing this job, and so that means that I need to react to this effort that they're putting out in some way. I need to let them know that I see you. You know, you probably feel like, you know, someone sees you, but they really, really don't see you. You know, they really, really don't know what your desires are, as we see with the Ankh here in the Setna card, you know, which is the second chakra in the Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck. Our wishes, our true desires, our hopes and our dreams as they relate to our relationships with others. And so in that crescent moon phase, you know, you're planting something, and in this scene, Professor Marvel sees Dorothy, but he doesn't. So you've surrendered to that. You know that with regard to that project, someone is seeing the effort that you're putting into it, but maybe the people that you're working with, they really are not seeing how important it is. They're not following your directive or listening to your contributions. They are not wholly invested as you are. Maybe it's even something that they may be tabling for a while. As an example of how this may be playing out for you with this 10th house energy, that is about you really doing or feeling like you're doing what your soul came here to do. And in those situations, we often do have to surrender, as we see Dorothy with the Yemaya card. You know, that's a heart chakra card. That is the crossroads between the ego and the soul. It's also a first quarter moon card, okay? We talked about making a decision to act and to face a particular challenge, and you've decided to face that by surrendering. That is the scene, you know, when she falls asleep in the poppy field, you know, and we have no control over certain things. You know, you walking and then all of a sudden it's a poppy field. I mean, how could you control that? So that's what you've surrendered to. And Great Mother's coming through and she's saying that this is an ego soul alignment type of thing. You've made a decision to face that challenge in a way that allows your true soul intention to come through. Aries is all about intention. It's all about a pioneering spirit. It's all about going on its unction. And this is an opportunity for you to do that as it relates to this 10th house energy. For you, the default can be emotionally to kind of feel the feelings of others maybe, and that's okay. But the transformative opportunity for you this lunar season is to purify that tendency. We have the heart chakra, ego soul alignment, that's really wanting to mature perhaps how you do that. In other words, feeling the feelings of others in a way that serves you as opposed to a way that makes you fall out in a poppy field. You know, that takes you back to past behaviors, maybe addictions or associations that you know are not for your highest good, but they still do have triggers within you. We all have those triggers, and we all have to make that daily decision or monthly or whatever, how often these triggers come up, to do the past behavior or not. And isn't it wonderful when we have the support that we need to make the decision for our highest good? Because 10th house is all about the highest doing that we can do in our lifetime, the highest use of our energy and of our efforts. That's why we receive rewards for it, you know, and they may be hard in coming for you at this particular time, and that may be very difficult for you because it looks like you've invested a lot in it. And your shadow position is the Ankh card, and that is the law of ego form and manifestation. That is the law of why the soul incarnated here, the action, that Aries, that Mars energy with the double yin. The double yin being not just reception, but the reception of higher Great Mother, Holy Spirit energies, acting on that with this third quarter moon energy, releasing what doesn't allow you to do it. We see the third eye there. And so in the shadow position is this downloading from that Gemini wisdom. So the Cancer in the Western is that emotional upload to the soul in the Sidereal and Gemini that's downloading, that's communicating to you with that Gemini energy that you are aligning. You are receiving the higher wisdom through your decision to surrender. That is exactly what needs to happen for you, Cancer Moon people, at this time. You are feeling that this is a confirmation. What needs to be released is this tendency to not accept your feelings about yourself. The care for other people and the over care for others and accurately clocking how they feel can serve you and has served you. It does serve you, but at this particular point it is not, as we see by the self-inquiry card. The self-inquiry card is all about us questioning those doubts, those fears, those judgments, those pain thoughts that really call our divinity into question. And there is no question about our divinity. That's what the first 25 minutes of the introduction to the second quarter readings is all about. Knowing the difference between our emotional voice and when Great Mother is speaking. And which one are we responding to? Okay, we need to be honest and truthful about our emotions, because that is the GPS system for our soul. And so, yes, we need to clock our own emotions. Yes, Cancer Moon people, you need to clock your own emotions and be honest. What is it from that gut visceral response that you're feeling? You want to go home. You want to go to that peaceful state within yourself. And that is going to be balanced by a release of any and everything that is not at this time allowing you to fulfill the law of ego form and manifestation. So you are here to manifest whatever that project is. You are here to manifest whatever that particular reward is. So whether it's a physical reward again, or just the reward of appreciation of others for you being who you are here to experience that. And so there is rage that you're not experiencing that. Accept your feelings about that. Accept that frustration. You've already surrendered. And so just go ahead and accept it. Accept that you're feeling frustrated, because rage is really hurt. It's really suppressed hurt. And the more we are able to accept that we do have hurt, the more able we are to address the source of it. As we see here in this scene, it is a root chakra waxing gibbous moon card. It is about that foundational safety and security that we have with our tribal group. And this tribal group is translated into co-workers. Many times it's translated into people who we socialize with, and sometimes we're closer with those groups than we are with our own families. And that's the modern family dynamic that we have these days. Again, never any judgment or condemnation. It's all about awareness. And so being aware of the source of that rage is very important to you right now, especially leading up to the full moon. You have the waxing gibbous root card. And so Great Mother really wants you to get in touch with that, as we see Dorothy doing in this scene when Miss Gulch comes to take Toto. She's fighting it. And so what you are fighting needs to be named, it needs to be claimed, and it needs to be recognized by you. Oftentimes we seek the appreciation and recognition from others when we do not do that for ourselves. So Cancer Moon people, Great Mother wants you to recognize within yourself where that shortfall is, so that you can more clearly define what you need to fill it. There's something that you need to fulfill that higher need of higher purpose in your life right now, that you're going through a purification period to get clarity about. Great Mother's giving you some insights as to how to further understand that, but don't overlook the law of Divine Father. The law of the Divine Father is another third quarter moon card. You have two of these. And the law of ego form and manifestation is about the rage that you feel and not being able to totally fulfill it. But the Mary Mother card is saying that there's a double yang energy. There's a double yang. Don't overlook the fact that there are energies available to support you doing what you need to do to get the clarity that you need. Again, asking for the help that you need, working with the new moon wishes, paying attention to the culmination up into the full moon when that rage really kind of comes to the fore during that waxing period, and allowing you to get to a place of acceptance by that full moon of what those feelings are. Let the full moon bring them up. Allow the lunar cycle to work its magic for you. Because after the full moon, we do have the third quarter moon, which is release, letting go, and forgiveness. That is something that requires very determined action. So there's a balancing that needs to take place here for you, Cancer Moon people, between double yin energy, downloading what you need to better understand your feelings and accept them, and then acting upon what you learn it is that you need for yourself, and giving that to yourself through an awakening. This is a crescent moon card, and it's an outcome card for you for the crescent moon in May. A month from now, May 15th, we'll be into the next new moon season, and right after that into the crescent of that new moon in Taurus. And so this energy of planting a seed, crescent moon, right after the new moon, is saying that you will be ready by that time to plant the new seed of awareness. There's going to be an awakening through this process if you work with these energies as Great Mother has set out to move from the crescent moon of this phase of victimhood and not feeling understood, not feeling heard, to actually awakening to who and what you are and what you are about, and this being very, very clear to you at that time. That is the card where Glinda, the good witch, descends from the hills from the purple ball to greet Dorothy in Munchkin Land, receiving the help that she hasn't even asked for. So even if you forget to ask for help, the mere fact that you have already surrendered to your condition to allow the law of ego form and manifestation to come through to you in order to act on what it is that you need, to fully accept your feelings of rage, you will be able to back out of the self-judgments, condemnations of others, and misunderstandings that they may have that is preventing you from fully expressing your purpose, for your ego form to be manifested, And what happened when Glinda descended was that she immediately asked Dorothy who she was. You will have a much clearer notion of who you are, and that will be the seed that you will be planting going into the new moon in Taurus. That is very timely, as at that time Uranus will be moving into Taurus as well, which is all about our unique soul expression and how we ground who we are in the world. Dorothy didn't have an answer at that time, and so it's possible that you might not have an answer either, or you may be as she was. I'm not a good witch or a bad witch. I'm Dorothy from Kansas. It might not be totally clear to you at that time, but that's okay. These cycles come around every month. So stay tuned to see what Great Mother is saying to you and for you as we move forward through the second quarter of 2018. Thank you so much for watching, sharing, and liking, but above all and most of all, remember, Great Mother loves you, and I do too.